Hello, hello, welcome in. My name is Dominique, and I will be showing you today how to make a wire wrap ring. A few friends and I have decided to get together and do a little collaboration. So we all got the Bead Box Bargains Companion Bundle, the Time Traveler Companion one, and loved a few of the beads so much that we had to buy the whole thing. So glad we did. We went over that on YouTube last night at TT's Trinkets and Treasures with Miss Heather, and all of us decided to talk about what we might make through this week of the beautiful beads that we got. So I had a few people that really liked how I made this ring and wanted a tutorial, so I went ahead today and wire wrapped this one. I actually showed it on the Beading Besties Facebook site and then decided to kind of play with it a little bit more. Not surprising that we kind of add and subtract things while we're making, and this one didn't seem quite done, so I added a little bend in there so it could move around a little bit better, so it's a little fidget ring now. I will go through the basics of wire and using the bead. We'll need a mandrel. I have two different ones. I have one that I had from a kit and one that I bought from the store. The one that I got from a kit has two different notches in and a whole bunch of different measurements. And this one shows the US measurements, so you can see all the way from 2 to 15, where this one goes to 16 and also has a nice notch to put the bead in. There's also ring mandrels you can use that don't have a notch at all, and that works when you're finishing off, so you can make sure to have it the right size that you want. We'll be using the notched one mainly, so it can do a nice flat edge around the ring, especially since this one sets in there nice. We'll take about 10 inches of wire. You'll use a little less, maybe a little bit more if you're really wanting to go a bigger size. You'll probably need about 12 inches. But using the about size 8 for this one came out to around 8 inches in length on the wire. So depending on how much you kind of wire wrap around on the outside and how many loops you want to make, leave yourself enough room so you can play with that wire. First of all, we'll cut the wire. I'm using artistic wire today. It's called gunmetal, but for kind of this purpose, it actually looks bronze. It looks bronze in person, so I'm going with it for how well it goes with this bundle. As you see, very nice and brassy bronze. So we'll go with that to show you how I made this one. I'll slide the bead onto the wire and grab our ring mandrel. You'll need to know what size you're trying to do. I have used these different ring sizers to figure out what size you need. That came in my kit as well as a little rubber mallet you'll want to use to harden the metal and to make it so it's not flimsy and won't move around anymore. So that will help keep the wire wrap nice and circular. I'll show you all of those tools as we go. Well, here we go. We'll start just like that, right in the middle. And for this purpose, let's do a size 7 today. So I take the bead right into the center of that notch and go to where the 7 is. Take one, wire wrap all the way till we come up. Can you see that? Going all the way around once completely, nice and tight into that 7 space. Then we take the other, wrap it all the way around, pull it nice and tight up and around. We want to make sure the wire is snug. We'll end up taking one below and one above. So this is where we can start to play. So as you see, I went a little bit up and over with this one, and this one I went a little bit closer to and a little bit more snug. So I'll try to make it a little bit more like that so we can see. So I went very snug into this bead first, and then we actually take it off the ring mandrel. And this is where the fun begins. Because we want to keep these wires nice and tight. I hold right in the middle to keep them nice. I grab the wire. I can either use my round nose pliers, but I like manipulating it with my hand because then I can kind of feel out where on the bead and where on the ring I want to take it. So let's kind of go, that looks nice. We'll go like that with this one. Bring it around, loop it down and around, and pull tight. Tight, tight, tight. Keep those nice and together so they stay like that. I think you saw me adjust that. And you want to grab your little round nose pliers. Grab lightly so you don't mar the wire and pull up. And we can come around again. Snug to the space. So right next to it. We'll go one more time. So tight, tight, tight right there. Pull up and around and get nice and tight, locked in. Now, I don't like it being away from that so far, so I bring that nice and close so our wires are a little bit more snug. Sorry, I didn't show you that very well. So we want to bring that a little closer, bring it a little closer. So now that I've got the base of that one kind of started, we'll want to come back and around. There we are. We'll come back and around. We're going to wire this one. So we want to kind of keep that flow going. Since we did a little bit roundy more space like that on that one, I'll go round on this. So this will have a little bit of a space to move. Keep those wires nice together. Loop it down and around. Come up pull tight. And while we're doing this, we're manipulating wire. Hands aren't as strong. Want to pull that back and tight. Make sure that looks right. We do that one space. Because from here, we're going to put it back on our mandrel, slide it down, 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 till we hit that 7 marker. We've got our bead right in our space. This is nice and taut. And from here, that's where we want to bring our little rubber mallet. Put your finger on the bead so it doesn't move, because we don't want it to be any other size. So we tap, tap, tap. Now, if we wanted it bigger, we can tap it down or not have made it as tight through here. I can pull it down through the ring mandrel. Now, if you want it smaller, we would have to pull it up tighter to make it a little bit smaller. And see, now we've got it at a little less than a 7 instead of more. So this is where we get our size correct. So if we want it bigger, we tap, 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 get it to that 7 again. And this is very light. I'm not trying to too much, because we want to flip it, since it is a mandrel that has different sizes. It will shape differently. As you see, it did not want to go on as well coming this way, because we make it nice and tight at only one direction. So right back here, tap, 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 making sure those don't cross, which they just undid and did. So I want to come back around. Oops. Come back around. Make sure they don't do that. We're back to not being crossed there, so they don't smush onto each other. Let's see now. Go back onto the ring mandrel, slide the bead in there. Nice and snug on your thumb. Tap, tap, tap. Make sure that those 2 wires are right in that space. Tap, tap, tap. That will work harden the wire, so it's nice and a little bit stiffer, so you can ply it better. I will take the one side that only has half a wrap and come back over here, loop it around, down, around, and up, 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 and pull it nice and tight down and through. It was very fun chatting with Rosanna and Dorothy, Renee, and Heather. We will have Beth come on Sunday and show her goods that she made as well. She had lots of things that she had to do yesterday, so we'll get to see what she creates this week as well. I'm very excited. So I decided to do 3 wraps so far, kind of like that, just the one, and we'll go 1, 2, 3 and around all the way, nice and tight, and come back over here. That makes it a very fun, different style of ring today. Let's throw that back onto the ring mandrel. Make sure we're at 7. See, it likes to adjust on us again, so I will have to slide it down. Turn it around. Slide it down. Tappy. So as you see, it does get a little creative here with making. Sometimes you have to adjust it along the way. So don't get frustrated with it. This does take patience. It took me a while to get here. So tappy again. So it kind of firms in. Tap. All right. Right back to the 7. See that? Ta-da! Okay, we'll finish up. I've got 3 over here. I'll do 3 over here. Slide that back off. Come back over here. Pull. Oh, I'm sorry. Pull. Come up and around. Snug and tight. Down. As you see, so we get that really tight in there. I will squeeze it with my pliers again. So I've got that. That is looking so cute. There we go. Nice and snug. We'll throw that back on the ring mandrel. Make sure it didn't. Yes, it did. Sometimes, see, we all do things. I wanted to cross. I don't want it to cross. There we go. Little sneaky, isn't it? Trying to be. All right. Let's go back. There we go. That might be just a need of kind of going right in there and tapping it like that. There we go. Tap. All right. And that got it back down. Yes, we did. So I like to not have the wire pointing at the person. So we try to cut it right at the edge. So I will bring my nippers. I swear I have I can only find the biggest nippers I have possible today. So mind the giant nippers. They are fantastic for way bigger wire as well as 20 gauge. So we'll cut there and cut there. And this is where I like to pull a little filing thing, and we will file that little edge off. So we don't want any rough marks, so rub your finger across there, make sure that's nice and soft. You still can kind of hear it scratchy, so that, and then I like to flip it over and use the buff and buff it all out as I'm coming along. I'll come back over here on this side. Scratchy off first. All different directions. Make sure that doesn't feel any other way. And come out with that buffer block side. Buff, buff, buff. All right. As you see, each one is unique, one of a kind. Even when I try to do the same, because I like them to be one of a kind. Everything that is handmade is one of a kind. So there we go. We went a little opposite of each other there. And I actually had taken the pliers on this one and grabbed it and kind of just did a little, I went from here and twisted, and that's where it got made a little notch. So I grabbed and twisted, and that's where it, see how it moved just a little bit more. Kind of dig that. So that makes it a nice little fidget ring. All playful, you can get all those sparkles going. I hope that helped. Please leave in the comments if you have any questions. So there was our made one on the video today. And my next project will probably be out of these gorgeous beads. So until next time, please like and subscribe to my channel, Dominique Rochelle Jewelry. I will see you soon. Hope you have a wonderful day.